YouTube, welcome back to the dungeon. It's Wednesday. We're lifting. We're lifting fucking weights. What else is new? We're back down here. A little bit of a hiatus. I've been not doing well with recording just because it sucks and I'm bad at talking to the camera still. But here we are, trying to get better. I'm gonna mess around with some more things today on the editing front, some other stuff. I gotta get some timestamps in there so it's a little more manageable. Just like make it look a little bit better, cleaner. Hopefully I played around with the color correction a little bit. Hopefully it looks better than it used to down here in the dingy basement. But yeah, we're back. We're gonna do not so much for this session today. I've been thinking of splitting. I'm actually just starting it today. I'm gonna split my sessions into a morning and a later one actually, because I have the benefit of the days when I coach. I have the benefit of days that I coach of being able to lift a little bit in the morning down here and then do a little bit at the school at the end. So that'll let me do a little more high quality work a little more often. So for right now, that's probably gonna be 2, maybe 3 movements. I'm gonna hit a relatively heavy pull. I've got a snatch grip pull I'm gonna work up, hit like a good set of 5, probably like 8-ish RP, nothing too crazy, just keeping some higher frequency pulling a little more often. And just like pause incline bench. I need a little bit more volume for the old upper chest, maybe a little bit of pumpy stuff. We'll see if I feel super good after that, but I'm gonna keep it brief. It's gonna be like probably 30 minutes, maybe 45, but later I'll have some other stuff. It is my dynamic day for my athletes, so plyos, jumps, sprints, etc. We'll see. I'll probably just end up doing some of that because the lasers will be set up and I don't have to set it up for myself. I'm gonna sprint, but that's been my goal with my sprint stuff and dynamic stuff lately, is just like do it weekly. Like it doesn't really take me much to warm up and like get some decent reps. So whenever I can squeeze in a few reps of some sprints, some jumps, some plyos, whatever I need to do, we just do it then. But yeah, I'm gonna get this warmed up, snatch grip, deadlift from the floor with a belt. Yeah, let's go. Let's see what we got in the tank. I have literally no clue it's gonna be hard for this. So, because I have not done a snatch grip pull from the floor in probably like 2 years. So yeah, let's get right on into it. I'm just gonna probably put a plate on. Just kidding. I'll be responsible first and just groove the hips up a little bit, but I think a snatch grip pull is gonna feel very good actually. I was doing just straight up conventional sets of 5 for just a few weeks in a row, and I forgot how much a deadlift will beat me up if I'm really pulling with like super high intensity for multiple weeks in a row, which I like deadlifting, but Christ, when I'm trying to sprint and jump and do another bunch of different stuff and like actually make the deadlift stronger versus just do it to complement those things, it's a little gnarly when the sets and the reps are leaning more towards trying to push the deadlift versus trying to push the stuff that's gonna make me move faster. So yeah, we learn and we move on from there. It'll probably look more like just working up to a top set instead of me hitting like that top 5 and then doing like a dozen down sets of death after, or down a dozen to 15 reps of a little bit lighter load, because that stuff, that fucked me up. I was beat up. I get like the flu the next day when I'm like acutely overtrained / like really tired. Like my head will hurt and I'll be like sniffly, which is crazy, but yeah, we'll get into it. I'll stop whining and actually get a little bit of weight on the bar now. I am gonna belt up here to be responsible and do that and actually add a decent amount of weight. Instead of just being cool and going no belt. I think it'll feel real nice for the brace here. Let's see. Oh, that feels fucking good. Jeez. Oh yeah, we're up. I might just whack 2 on and then go a little bit slower from there. Something I want to talk about too as I load this in between sets today. It is winter time, or not winter time. It is late fall time, and we're getting to the point now where for a lot of my athletes, the fall season is wrapping up, and we get to this kind of zone between the fall and the winter season where they're kind of just doing nothing, and we'll start to lift weights a little more. And this is also the time of year, those that don't play a winter sport, where we step on the gas pretty hard and we really lift some weights. So like, this time of year comes with a lot of like of planning and programming and a lot of considerations for different groups and skill levels training together at the high school level. So there are a million billion moving pieces in between all these lifts and all these things, which is a good thing, which means we have athletes that care, that want to train, but it is gnarly planning some of these sessions. And I've got my whiteboard upstairs right now with like all the templates and all these things, and it is times like this where I need to remind myself that the programming should be simple, that you just cover the bases and you let the small things take care of themselves, like the reps and the sets and all of these things. In the grand scheme of things, especially with kids this age and this training age, it doesn't matter so much. I don't think we're just gonna give them some exercises, make it as simple as possible, let them express themselves and exert themselves, and they will grow from it. That is the mantra I tell myself as I write all these, which, like everybody else, I get caught up. I want to do the fun stuff. I want to do the flashy stuff. I'm reading new things. I want to implement that, but it's like a mistake I have made before is when I'm reading new things and trying new things in my own training, it's like, yeah, I got to throw that in there. I got to try this different stuff. And putting new things in a program for people is good, and novelty definitely can make you stronger, and as you should have new things in there, but I have often fallen into the trap of making wholesale program changes based on like something I'm reading right now, and I will no longer do that, and I don't think other people should. So the meat and potatoes should not change. We should still be lifting heavy things. We should still be lifting lighter things quickly. We should still be sprinting. We should still be jumping. You shouldn't change more than like 10 to 20% of your core values of your program at a time, I don't think. So right now I'm reading some new plyo stuff. I'm learning about some new plyo stuff. So the lifting on our Wednesday, which is usually your dynamic day, is unchanged. It's mostly upper. It is sprints, which stays in. It is some prep work. It is jumps. So right now, the prep work changed to light plyos that are relatively new, and one of the two jumps changed. That's about 15%. The rest is things that they know how to do, that I know how to coach very well at a high level, and that I know work. So striking a balance, I guess, is the message for today, of new things and putting them in versus keeping the old reliable things in. But yeah, let's do this set. Forgot how nice this bar is. I've been lifting more at school lately because I've just been busy in the mornings, and the bars are good, but the knurling is a little worn out compared to this. This one is sharp. All right, let's go. Nice. That was smooth still. Yeah, I got another jump or two in me. That was only like a 6 out of 10 difficulty. I'm gonna go with 10 here. Maybe also a 5, but 10. I'll be conservative. 295 in the bar. Let me get after it. Whew. All right, that was good. That was hard. That was probably like a 7 or 8 RPE, so I'll probably move on from there. Actually, that's good. I'm gonna keep this in for a few weeks, so I wanted to save myself room to progress this. I don't need to step on the gas too hard for the first week if I don't pass out right now. But yeah, it's 295. I'll do that. That's a good stopping point. I feel like I could add 10 and 20 pounds and smoke it still, so that's exactly where I want to be, but I definitely had to pull against that. So Yeah, that sounds good. I'll strip this. We'll get on to the pause incline here. All right, for the bench today, not looking for anything too intense. I'm a little bit wider grip, a little more actual pack here. Just in the 6 to 10 range. I'm just doing 2 or 3 working sets at like 2 RIR. Very, very simple. Am I gonna hit the, like, no, that's close. I'm gonna have to adjust. But whatever, yeah, nothing too crazy. I have my other heavier-ish pushing days on Monday and Friday, so this is just a little volume in the middle. I do tend to operate with a little more frequent pressing because that is definitely my my weakest movement pattern, I guess, slash body part, whatever. So I've actually been feeling pretty strong with 3, even 4 like pressing days a week, and my shoulders feel good, so I'm gonna continue to do it and keep it spread out like I am now. But warming this up real nice, getting a nice good pec stretch at the bottom. Oh, something I've been loving actually that I will record later this week is just a super crazy deep push up. I forget how nice that feels and just natural, let your shoulders pull back. I gotta get some like handles or make some that I can do some like real ones with. I've just been doing like a jank setup of like setting up the bumper plates, but it would feel so good. I gotta get some handles because they feel cash, or just somewhere I can do dips down here even. And that might be sketchy, but it feels nice. So yeah, we're gonna get up this. We'll see what kind of weight I push today, but nothing too crazy, just kind of some volume. This angle of incline feels so good. Always. Just like, it's so nice. I don't know if exactly how my limb lengths are, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. And I'm gonna put this on my hat so I don't crush it. That might be exactly good actually at 10 reps. That feels quite nice. Perfect angle. I got one more at least, maybe 2. We'll see how the second one feels. But yeah, I'm gonna count that. That was hard enough to party. All right, set 2. Let's rip it. Ugh. Oh my God, Christ. Oh, that got harder, nice. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Oh, right closer to the 1 in the tank there than 2, but that's 8 instead of 10 for that one. We'll see, I'm gonna rest a couple minutes. Maybe I'll do one more. Maybe I didn't rest long enough, but I didn't think the first one was that crazy. I didn't expect that much of a drop off, but oh yeah. Well, that's how you know you're training hard, at least, getting that drop off between sets. I'm gonna call it there. The third one's not gonna be productive. We'll see if I might pick this back up, the recording later when I get to the school and do my stuff there. We'll see if I have more time. I'll whip the camera out, but if not, that's all. Check out Brickwood Concurrent down below. The link's down there. If you like lifting heavy stuff, sprinting, jumping, again, you'll like it. It's my Train Hero program. Get a free week trial. Leave a comment. I'll give you a code for the whole month to this whole mezzo. But that's all. Thanks for watching.